What up, internet? What up? What's going on, everybody? I'm doing a delivery. So, I've been doing the sunrise videos. How do you guys like them? Just another idea. And now I'm gonna do a rant video. Somebody asked me to make a video about the opiate problem in New Jersey, which has been a problem for a long time, but it's just now I guess it's getting real bad. So the people who normally ignore that sort of thing are now paying attention to it. So it's becoming a big deal. And you have these commercials. I don't even know what face to make or how to say the commercials that Chrissy's been putting on the radio. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard them. It's kind of funny to hear somebody who spent his entire life just going after and prosecuting people and doing that whole thing, and now all of a sudden he's really concerned. Yeah, I doubt it. We doubt it, Chris. We just think that that's going to be your new cash cow since Trump didn't want you. So, but back to the opiate crisis. You know, the whole opiate thing, I think, is really just like an addiction problem. It's really just human beings are addicted. We have a lot of addiction in our brains. I think all people do. It's just, what do you choose to do? You know, it's that. And then I think I posted an article the other day about how pharmaceutical companies in Congress were, you know, basically responsible for pushing so much, you know, like oxys and shit, like onto the streets. But we all know this, you know, we all know like where it started. I made a video when I first started this channel, literally like first started it, called Legalized Heroin, where I was blasting like a friend, you know, that was a junkie, because I had tried to help, and it was just like this, you know, it's just unreal, you know. So that kind of like leads into like, well, what should we do about the opiate problem or the drug problem? Well, like, see, this question, when people ask me this question, it's just really weird for me, because it seems like we've already, like in parts of the world, we've already solved the problem. But in America's not really interested in solving problems. We like to perpetuate problems because there's money attached to them. That's really what it is. I mean, again, whenever I like make these statements, hit the comment section if you disagree with me, because that's really why I'm making these videos, is to put these opinions out and see what people have to say. But it seems to me that it's just being perpetuated. If we wanted to stop or curb drug use, then what we would do is we would take it away from the police and the legal system, because drug addiction is really like a problem that results from whatever like mental issues you got going on and your personality, and then circumstances. So people start to take different substances to make themselves feel better. You know, they self-medicate. Whether it's coffee, alcohol, Percocet, cigarettes, weed, you know, all those things, they kind of like scratch the same itch, I feel like. You know, like people who shovel Big Macs in their mouth and, you know, drink a whole bottle of vodka and, you know, hit the bong 37 times a day. Like, all those people have the same disease, I feel like. It's just they're different types of people, and they tried different drugs that, like, you know, they either liked or didn't like, you know, and then that's when you have a problem. You know, we also have a huge social problem. You know, we have a very big just interaction, communication, social problem that is made worse by everything that we watch on TV. And the vast majority of social media is I don't want to say negative, but negative. You know, it's a lot of it is just negativity, just punching you in the face over and over again, like kind of like subliminally, you know, almost. So a lot of people just get pissed off and they take that shit out, and that leads to drug use. You know, depression, anger, all that stuff, it leads to drug use. You know, but the real problem, in my opinion, is that you have all of these police officers and people that work at prisons and all the prosecutors and all these lawyers. They're basically like, it's like a welfare program for them. You know, like, if we really wanted to solve it, just create centers that these people could go to either get drugs or help, and then you monitor them there. You know, you make whatever rules you want to make up, like, you know, you can't take your drugs out of the place, you know, you have to do things here. But all the money that we allocate right now for these cops to just run around in circles and chase people and prosecute them and put them through a system so they get to sit in front of a judge, and all these people that are in the courtroom and all the prosecutors and all the attorneys and all these people are all making money off this. I'm sorry the camera's moving. The little sticky things on the bottom are not sticky anymore. So, sorry. Let me push it all the way back. Maybe that'll help. I'm blind. I can't see anything. The video's ruined. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. That's like what I would say about the you know, the opiate problem. I think it's just a drug problem that's not being handled correctly. You know, right now we're way too concerned with people keeping their jobs that they don't serve any other purpose in society, it seems like a lot of the time. You know, a lot of the violence, a lot of the robberies, a lot of all that shit starts at drug use. And if we figure out a smarter way to handle drug use, instead of letting cops who are they're just not able to handle it. You know, they're not able to handle a lot of situations, but they're definitely not trained to deal with the emotional shit that drug addicts are going through. All they do is just beat the shit out of people, rough them around, and they look at it like their paycheck. So it's just like they just are like, oh, I'm just doing my job, don't care about the results. So like as a person in society, I kind of care more about the results. You know, I don't really give a shit if Officer Paul in, you know, Manalokin is getting an extra $27,000 per year in his overtime and all that shit. Like, that's just draining money from our system, and it's draining money from every state that this is not fixed. So I don't know. I'm about to be where I gotta go, so that's really all I got for you guys. I'll post this when I get home, see what you think. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the opiate crisis. You know, it's really just people doing drugs and we're not handling it correctly is really all it is. So let me know your thoughts on it. Rate, comment, subscribe. I always say rate. It's not rate anymore. It's the thumb. You got to hit the thumb. So thumb it. Thumb down, up, whatever you want to do. And that's it. That's all I got. Peace.